camera is up here. So, hey y'all, welcome to Blunt Conversations with Twilisha.
RoseMarie.
It's a beautiful day. We're filming outside of our beautiful home today. It's some nice Georgia weather.
Yeah, we actually went out and had a business meeting early this morning, which is nice because I'm still unemployed, so it's nice for me to have a reason to get out of bed.
We could have had plenty of reasons to get out of bed. She's dragging it.
I am.
She wants to sulk for a little bit, so I told her she has 2 days.
It hasn't been 2 consecutive days.
I told her she has 2 days. She was sulking all day yesterday. And
it's hard for me not to be busy.
It was kind of rainy, so I let it slide. But we're not going to do too many more beautiful sunny days, and she acting like the world is ending because she didn't have a job for two minutes.
I know. I feel like it's really nice that Twilisha and I are both very, very cognizant of our mental health. Like, a lot of women are like, oh, self-care. Like, self-care is so fucking arduous. It's not manis and petties. Like, it's so draining. And there's a lot of, like, self-care talk. And I'm just like, self-care is calling your therapist and being like...
Self-care is remembering your therapy appointment. I got all focused on being fat and missed my fucking therapy appointment going for a walk. So that was a failure on my part. I failed to care for myself. I'm not going to do that again because I need to have my therapy. I can't be going without that.
So it's a very real thing to, like, it's hard, like, when you're roommates with somebody. Like, you can't hide having a bad day. And so it's definitely like, I'm going to be having a depression from 9 to 6 this week. Could you please be, like, so. So that's what, it was nice. We actually had a meeting it was partially for my documentary, but, you know, as always, Twilisha and I are a package deal. So we go and, you know, we network together because we're both newbies down here. But that was productive. We is actually someone I know from upstate. They are transplants as well. They're down here in media, and, you know, they've been doing some production work, and so now that I'm unemployed, I had time to meet them.
It's definitely good that I came down here with Rose, because I don't know people. I didn't even know anybody when we was at home. Like, literally, Rose would be like, you know so-and-so? And I would be like...
I don't know people.
Because I don't know people.
I don't know people. I always was good about, like, keeping in contact with, and knowing, like, certain people. I was like, oh, let me put you in my mental Rolodex. And, like, I just filed them away for a rainy Georgia day.
That wasn't... Listen, I told the people we met with today, I said, it's good I came down here with Rose because she could go and be gregarious and talk to people, because I don't like talking to strangers. Like, I'm hoping that she just go ahead and get famous so I don't have to talk to any more strangers for the rest of my life. Like,
that's the goal.
I don't like strangers. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that because y'all probably strangers, but, you know.
We don't know you.
I don't know you.
So we like you.
You can't, like, engage my day, like, so...
So I feel like we've both, like, underwent, like, we've been talking about, like, all the changes, you know. This is a massive change. We've changed states, careers, like, we've changed a lot. So our mental health has fluctuated. Our weight has fluctuated.
A lot is going on. But we're aware of it.
We're aware.
And in the midst of everything, we've been trying to date.
So there's that.
And
that's its own mental health.
That is...
daunting, to say the least.
It hasn't been encouraging. I did go on a nice date recently, but prior to that, I went on one date in Georgia, and I was like, I'm done. I just was like, I could have been home painting, and I'm out here with this fool. Like, I didn't want to feel like that again.
I did one full date in Georgia, and then I went on a date with somebody I knew before moving to Georgia. It's just all been... I will say this. The more stable I get mentally, physically, emotionally, the smaller the dating pool gets. Especially because we're over 35. Like, dating over a certain age is like, you know, you're either dating those people who got married super young, or like went off to the military super young, like didn't know who they were, and then like they're in the stage that we're in, like where they're restarting their lives over, or, you know, or they just had their divorce, blah blah blah, their kids are older, or you're just stuck with the baby boys.
And that was what my date was. Like, you know, when he showed up, it was all nice and everything. He was cute. He had a little flower, whatever. It was a flower. It wasn't like it was a bouquet. But I'm not...
It's effort. It's nice.
I like when people are thoughtful. So we go, but we go to the drive-in. That was nice. I like to go to the drive-in, obviously.
Any activity that you can smoke and drink, I am totally for.
Right, we here for it. So, the date was... But I was like, whatever. It's a first date. Sometimes you don't immediately, just like that, it happens. But as we were driving, I can't remember if it was to the drive-in or back from the drive-in, but at some point he mentioned that he had a 2-year-old.
He's older than you, right?
You can't be my age or older and have a toddler. And dating.
No, you can have a toddler.
You can have a toddler, but be with the person you had the toddler with. Don't have a baby with somebody that you don't even know, don't like, and then be out dating while the baby is like fresh out the pussy. Like, I'm never here for that. And also, I don't want to have to deal with, there's another woman now and the baby's little, so like y'all really gonna have to be in each other. Like,
first days of school.
It's just much.
It's a lot.
So and then on top of that,
we're just saying it's not.
It ain't for me. Like, if that's your choice,
that's fine.
We can't date. Like, you can live your best life, but I don't want to date you. So whatever. Then on top of that, he's like talking to me about his baby mom, like, oh yeah, she's a crazy bitch, and I'm just looking at him like, you too old for this, Poppy. Like, you too old to be talking to me about you had a mistake baby with some crazy woman. And I'm supposed to want to get involved. No, you sound like you make poor life choices. All you're going to do for my life is ruin it. So I blocked him as soon as he dropped me off home, and I never looked back, because I can't have men like that around. Like, y'all men be talking about y'all want to lead somebody somewhere, but your lives are in shambles. So I'm not going to let you lead mine.
Speaking of leading, on my date, I thought it went well. Like, I was fooled because we got to two and 3 dates. And then he did this thing that y'all do, and I don't understand. We went on a date. He paid for everything. We hung out. We had a good time. Afterwards, he came here. We hung out again. He came over again another day. He's actually the reason we were rolling joints.
Oh, because we was some red bitches smoking blunts, right? Sounding like little men. Mind you, we sick, got sore throats, COVID, the whole 9, smoking blunts like,
sounded like Marge Simpson and her sisters. Like, it was not a good look. So he did turn us on to that. But then... So then, because we had just moved in here, like, I'm completely unsettled and whatever, he starts saying, like, oh, I want to get, like, we've been, like, 2-3 dates. He's like, I want to get a hotel room and hang out with you. We can hang out and watch movies overnight. Because, like, I have my teenagers here. I'm not real as far as my bedroom because, like, we had just moved in. So I was like, all right. So this is his plan, his idea, his thing. I'm down. I'm the girl down for the cause. We're moving on. The next day, literally the next day, like 24 hours, like if it's a comic book, that bubble was still on the same page of, so like, we gonna do
literally this. Y'all, I had been, hearing good things about this gentleman. I had seen him in my house a couple times. He was cool, whatever. I go to bed. I wake up. He's a dub. I was like, wait, what?
Because
he was just not a dub.
So because he literally was like, the next day, like, oh, I looked over my bills. Mind you, he didn't have his own apartment. So I looked over my bills and this, and I may not be able. Now, here's my thing. I'm so reasonable, but like, you literally it's 24 hours. Like, you didn't know you were gonna have
why
bills.
You couldn't look over your bills before you brought this concept up to me? It's like, I like a man with a plan. And that's not planning. Like, why would you just off the cuff be like, I'm going to book a hotel? booking a hotel for one night, come on, guys. It's not...
Even...
At our big age, if you can't afford a hotel for one night, then you probably shouldn't be dating. Because not that we're money grubbers, not that we're gold diggers, but if you can't afford a hotel for one night, then your financial situation is probably a little skitter-scatter, and dating costs money. And I'm not paying for it.
That part. So, yeah. So that was... after that conversation, he was blocked. And I feel like this is the great part about dating in your 30s and beyond. I know myself more. I know who I am. I know my expectations. I know what I can tolerate. I know what I won't. You know, so it's great. But then again, like I used to be able to just fall into big dick and be happy. And now that big dick needs a brain, and that is tedious fucking work. Because apparently those things don't.
We both were basically the type of people who, like, we were the type of women, like, especially me. I'll speak for myself. I'll let Rose speak for her own self. But I was the type of woman where I could 100% have a physical relationship with you. Like, you come over, you give me dick, you eat my pussy, whatever, and then you go home, and then I go and do real stuff with real people. Because in my mind, I was just like, well, men aren't real people. Because all they offer is dick. So, like, I would take the dick and I would get the other things I needed from the real people in my life, like my friends and my family, because you just couldn't depend on a man to, like, what, give you affection and intimacy. Like, just get the dick and go. But, like, as I started to be a better person, I was like, well, I want more than dick from you. And a lot of niggas is just giving out dick. So then you just end up being on your own a lot because you have a standard and people aren't meeting it.
And like, honestly, I used to joke all the time, like, my standards aren't even that high. Come on, y'all. Like,
I don't think my standards are all that high.
Get up.
I would tell my other light-skinned friend. Can we call her the light-skinned supreme?
Yeah, I'm okay for that. Because
my other light-skinned friend, the light-skinned supreme, I was telling her that prior to moving to Georgia, I was an administrative assistant, and I made $40,000 a year. That's where I was, and I worked my way up to that from 32. So I was, you know, I wasn't hurting because I don't have any kids, I don't have any real major responsibilities besides, you know, take care of myself, pay my bills. But I wasn't a baller. Like, I wasn't out here like, ooh, Cristal, aerial shots, you know, bottle service. I wasn't doing that. You know, I still would just basically live in hand to mouth. So I would be like, I don't expect anything from a man except for him to meet me where I'm at. And I'm like, I just feel like if you can't meet me at my $40K administrative assistant salary, like, if you can't meet me at that lifestyle, if you can't meet me at a $40K lifestyle, I don't want anything to do with you. And it's no shade. It's just, that reality. Ain't even really a lot.
It's not. It's reality. Like,
it's a basic ass lifestyle. So if you're living less than that, I feel like you really shouldn't be dating, because you have, like, way more different priorities in your life before dating, because you're not even making enough money to support your own self. So why would you be dating? If you can't meet me at $40K, why are you dating? I'm at a loss.
And, like, you know, she's dating as a single woman with no kids. I have kids, and, like, now, this is the thing about me. I've kind of always known I took more of the long-term relationship. I was in lockdown since I was in pre-K type of situation, you know, with my high school sweetheart, yada, yada, yada. So I didn't get introduced to dating till I was, like, 24, 25. I already had 3 kids. I was emotionally stunted. It was the thing. So now that I'm dating, like, I've always known that I would probably date seriously when my kids were older, like, because I didn't want a bunch of men and my kids, like, that wasn't a thing. And they're, you know, for the most part, the older ones, their dad was real, so, you know, so it was cool. But I have no time for someone who's my age or older with young kids and who's still trying to have them. Or
I don't even want no kids. It looks like a hassle that what am I doing? I'm 36. I got arthritis. What am I having a baby for? Like, at this juncture in my life, I don't have no man. By the time I get one, if I find one that I actually like, that likes me back, I'm gonna get pregnant? No.
I mean, at least a year.
I'm not gonna get pregnant. That's foolishness. We gonna travel. We gonna smoke. We gonna fuck. I'm gonna do my art. That's what we gonna be doing. We're not gonna be chasing after no little fucking tackhead babies.
Yo, I had to have had my kids before I was smart enough to know better, because like I didn't know how I would have done it. Like that shit was exhausting. Like I had 3 kids. Like I was just always awake. Like
that's the thing that always gives it to me for parents. Like it all sounds cute and all, I guess.
It does not sound cute.
But like literally, parents are always complaining about not sleeping, and
you're not on your schedule. Like you're not your
priority. I am a night owl. Like I ain't got time for babies. Like that's just,
so dating in that realm is just its own thing. And like I'm sorry, like it, like I said, and I've also like I did that whole like take care of somebody else's, I was somebody's stepmom type. I did that shit, been there, done that, and I'm all good with it. Like if that's your bag and you want to be somebody's step parent and all that shit, like go for it, have at it. But like that's just not where I'm at in my life. So trying to be on top of my mental health, work, and date, and then also we're dating in a new state. We're dating in a
new state, a new town, a new everything. I think we've already touched upon, you know, the intelligence of the general populace down here.
But we're mostly having to use social media because we're new.
Right. That's basically what it is. Like we haven't, and it's COVID. So we have not yet really been to events where we can like talk to people and maybe get to know somebody and things like that. Like we do attract attention, and people do talk to us whenever we go out. But it's not like a network. Like, you know the vibes. You know the vibes we looking for. We haven't found it yet. So, you know, but it is what it is. It's been 3 months. It's not like which time we've been here for like a year and haven't met nobody.
Neither one of us are thirsting for relationships either. Like that's not where we are either. We're just, while we're out here,
like why not go on a date? I went on a date the other night. Dude was nice. Dude was a gentleman, you know. I could work with it. And so far so good. He's interesting. We'll probably go on a second date and we'll just see how things go. But so far he's reasonable. No kids. Got a job. Got a business. Got his own business. Like knows how to work on cars. Minds his business. Like my type of nigga. He made me laugh. I'm not mad at that. I don't listen. The bar is in hell. Like meet me there. I don't understand. The bar is not that high. So that's why I be looking at niggas when they be acting flays like they can't get there. I be like, I don't know what to tell you, homeboy. You don't got $20 to take me out. Like, nigga, we ain't going on no $200 date. We ain't even going on a $100 date. We went just get Taco Tuesday, okay? But it was cute. It was fun. We had conversation. I had a drink. He had an edible. I like a man with a plan. So there we are.
We got a new connection.
Oh yeah, we got a new connect out of him because whoa, did we talk about the flays ass foolishness with the weed fucking adventures?
We didn't have time to. Yo, okay.
Can we talk about the weed adventure?
We moved down here. I think we might have talked about our white man getting locked up, but
and dying.
I don't know if we mentioned that
he died and then came back to life. It was a thing. Anyway, continue.
But anyway, so like we literally before we had a house down here, we had a bud man. Like we were
ridiculous. Like we got like who's gonna move somewhere and not know like, oh my god, where am I get my weed from?
Literally the first night here, I was like, I gotta meet with my dude so we can connect. Like we gotta be on point. So anyway, he goes locked up and we need a backup because we can't just be out here blunt conversations.
Right, with no weed. Like, what? Stop. But his baby moms was doing right by us for a little while. She was
holding down the
She
fort.
was real.
She was trying.
And then all of a sudden, she became very unreal. Like, we haven't heard from her in like a week.
But back it up a little bit because before she became unreal, she like hit Twy up early in the morning to like get her in on a PPE scheme. Yes, we're gonna talk about that because that was a whole like, wait, what? I was still working and I was on my way out the door when that happened, and I was like, huh? I was like, I'm gonna need her to become real, and I like left. But yeah,
it was ridiculous. Like, people don't people don't call my phone that much, especially not early in the morning. So I'm like, what? So like, you know how you just wake up out of your sleep like you're not really real yet? And she's like talking kind of fast, and she also has like a southern accent
because we're down south.
And so I just was like, what? I'm like, a loan, a PPE loan, a PPP loan? And she's like, yeah. And then she kept talking about everybody, like, money dropping. And I gotta give her $5,000 out of the 20,000. Everybody money. Like, it was just like a lot of fast talking. And I was like, let me get back to you on that. And I got off the phone because I was like so disoriented. And then when I was like, that sounds like a scam-a-lam, fam. Like, no. Full stop. I don't deal with scammers. And I don't have time for scammers. And I can see a scammer a mile away. So don't waste your time.
A pyramid scheme, like, please stop. But anyway, it didn't become real. So because I was still working because I had found this backup.
So she was still like, even though baby moms was being real, she was being kind of unreal. We still was just like, we need a backup because first of all, you died. Now you in jail. Now your baby mom's a scammer. Like, there's too much going on. So she get the backup number.
Okay, so I literally walked up to a dude at my job who stays looking fucking high and was like, how do I get this look going on all the time, dude? Like, who's your peeps? I need to connect. Mine just got locked up. So he gives me the number. I hit him up, whatever. So I didn't hear back from him right away, but at this point, baby moms was still being kind of real, so we didn't need him. Finally, she fades to black. Literally, she just disappears. Like,
but wait. Before she fades, before she does her final scene, like takes her final bow, something was going on and she was kind of mixy. People hadn't heard from her. So Rose ended up copping from backup dude, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I was with them, but I didn't get anything that day because I still had from my regular, like, who I know and trust. So I was like, I'm still waiting for Shorty. I was like, we'll give you a little bit more time because I got a little bit more weed. So fine. Rose gets, and then when I see what he's giving it to her in.
And I'm already making a face, which is never a good sign.
When I see what he's giving it to her in, it's like it's like a bag from the Dollar Tree. First of all, not only was it a bag from the Dollar Tree, but you know how when you have a plastic bag and you've been using it, or it's just been mumbled and jumbled, it starts to have that look. It had that kind of look and feel to it, like it had been crumpled and opened up multiple times. And now it's being used as a bag for weed, like a ripped off piece, like not even a corner. It wasn't even a corner, y'all. It was ridiculous. So when I saw that, I was like,
but I said something too. Like, I didn't just take it because I was like, yo, what's up with this bag? And he was like, and he just said something like, what you mean?
Money ain't my time. It's business. Be a business person.
And I was like, ugh.
Yeah, that's what she said. She was like, I asked him about it, and he was just like, what you mean? And I was like, she was like, I didn't want to get into a dumb nigga conversation down here again. So she skipped it. I understand, whatever. The weed was good, and it was nugs. So everything was like, not everything, but for the most part, it was like, whatever. Like, if he's gonna be a raggedy nigga, like, that's kind of to be expected with, like, weed men. But I will say, we are very much used to, like, our weed man at home. I mean, he was a fuckboy, so he did make you wait sometimes, but he was fine, so, like, it was okay. And okay, his weed was always good.
And insert my footage, because it was okay for her.
Money ain't my time! It's business! Be a business person!
I am.
World star!
I didn't want to hear his teeth. He wasn't that fine.
But his weed was always good. He brought it to you in little glass jars, and there's like raffles and shit, and he would tell you when he was going out of town, and he would already have it hooked up so somebody else would be in his stead. You didn't have to worry about none of this shenanigans with him. And we thought we had it like that with this nigga until he died and went to jail. So now we out here with Dollar Tree bag nigga. Be a business person! And I don't like it, but I'm like, whatever, the weed was good.
You gotta have a backup. Like, we can't just be out here. So we go cop again. Now at this point, I just copped again, and I was like, meh.
Because something happened. It was like the regular price, and then she was like, I got something else because he had like some exotic, so it was a little bit more expensive. And so I think I did get some that time, and it was some ridiculousness, but again, fine, whatever. We were expecting decent weed, and it was good. No, his weed was good. Like, we was getting high, like, but whatever. She was like that the more expensive stuff, she was like, I don't know, like I think there was a cat hair in it. And I was like, excuse me? Because
it just was dusty.
That was gross. Like,
it was just dusty. And I was just like, whatever. Like, where's our regular? And I mean, the whole time we're hitting up the other girl, like,
hit her up, like, sis.
Oh, it's a critical.
And she's unreal. Like, I think there was like one last time that I was able to get in touch with her, and I got some from her. And then when me and Rose went camping, on my way back, I was like, yo, I need to get a half. And she was like, it's gonna be Friday, and that was on a Wednesday. And I was kind of like, that's corny, because usually they deliver, and you know, at least she would have said Thursday, but she said Friday, and I was like, that's corny. So now I'm thinking in my mind, nah, I gotta fuck with Dollar Tree bag nigga. But then Dollar Tree bag nigga didn't want to deliver, and I was already in for the night.
Be a business person.
Thursday came, and I was like, I'm still gonna give her till Friday. I was like, I really was trying to avoid getting from Dollar Bag Tree nigga, because I just didn't. I was like, oh, this Dollar Tree nigga, I don't want to do it. But Friday came and went, and I didn't hear from Shorty, and now I'm out of weed. And I don't usually allow myself to do that.
We're roommates. We live together. We smoke together. It's not a big deal. But she was acting like she was out, and I was gonna let her die. It was just crazy. It's like she kept
because I came in the room, because like I was like, Julie, like, where is she? Like, where's baby moms? Like, baby moms, come on. And like, I couldn't get her, and I came into Rose's room, and I was like, I'm gonna have to call Dollar Tree bag nigga. But until then, and she was like, yeah, like, duh, I told you I was rolling up. And I was like, I know, I just don't like being out like this. I feel like a loser.
Yo, she was acting like she was some kind of crackhead, asking to like wash the windows for my head. And I'm just like, mind you, I'm sitting there rolling up, looking at her like, we're about to smoke, and yeah, come on.
Like, if you don't come in here and stop.
It's so funny. But yeah, but I understand, because I'm kind of the same way, because we're both like ridiculous about our shit. So I was like, no, I heard you, but
So the next day, we end up going to Dollar Tree bag nigga house. Now, he lived in one of them fake ass luxury apartment complexes, and me and Rose was roasting our apartment complex because it looked like the projects. Like, they be charging y'all mad money to live. Like, if you live in one of those apartment complexes, cut it the fuck out. You paying mad money to live in the projects
with a lake?
The stuff is mad cheap. I lived in one of those apartment complexes. I ain't last but a year, because I was like, first of all, living around a bunch of people is ghetto. Secondly, this is cheap. You charging me a lot of money to live in the projects.
I know what the projects
I don't like it. So I was like, I'm out of here.
I feel like those condominiums are people who never experience the projects and think that it's like luxury apartments, and it's not. It's straight up the projects with like a fountain. Don't be fooled.
What, like stainless steel appliances? It's the projects with stainless steel appliances.
Do better.
It's stupid. So anyway, we get there
through the gate.
We gotta go through a gate. It's like some bullshit, but whatever. We get there, and Rose is like, she goes out to pick it up.
First of all, I'm already mad because he texted me to come to the car, and I'm like, you come to me?
It was foolishness. It was foolishness from top to bottom.
Anyway, I go.
So I'm waiting in the car. She goes and gets in the car. I grab it,
and I'm just like, he hands me again two, just piggly wiggly bags, shredded to full of shake. We're getting halves. We don't buy. It's not like we were buying.
First of all, it's not like I don't have nothing against shake. Like, but if I want to know that that's what I'm about to get, I don't want no fucking surprise shake.
Especially.
So she gets back in the car and she's like, it's shake, and I was like,
be a business person.
I was annoyed, but sometimes when people give you shake, they give you more because they know it's shake. But he didn't, so I was like, that was already corny. And because I knew that he was gonna have my weed in a ripped off bag, I bought my little own glass jar, and I was like doing a little transporting. And I'm looking through it, and I'm picking through it because I'm like, look at all these fucking sticks. Like, I'm mad because it's just mad sticks, and I'm like, it better not be no motherfucking seeds in here though. And as I'm looking through it and picking out these huge ass fucking twigs out of my weed, I find this weird piece of like, it looked like a unraveled Newport filter paper thing. It just shouldn't have been in my weed.
Stuffing,
it shouldn't have been in my weed.
It was like that foamy, like.
It was weird. And like the weed was like, it looked like it was in the weed so much. It was all like ground up and I was like, what is this? I was like, he's taking this back. I'm not dealing with this. So I call him on the phone and I'm like, yo,
I already see your dialing, so I already know what's going on. So I'm like,
I'm over this.
I'm picking out the little chunks that I can find to put in my grinder because I know this shit is going back.
It's going, take it back. If it's a bunch of nasty shake, I send it back. So I call him. I'm like, yo, what is this? There's like dirt and shit in my weed. He's like, ain't no dirt in this weed. I was like, are you serious? I was like, I will come and show you. There is some shit that is in my weed that don't belong. And so he's like, yeah, come back. So now I gotta go back to his apartment. I'm annoyed. So now I gotta go back. He comes out
moves mad Georgia
with his
slow.
fucking slow stroll to my car. And when I called him, I was like, I'm outside. He's like, all right, I'm coming. I was like, bring another bag with you. So he gets out to my car and I see his hands are empty. And I was like, did you bring the other bag? He's like, nah, I just came to see what you was talking about. So now I'm annoyed because you wasted my time, bro. Like, what the fuck? So he gets in the car. I show him what I'm talking about. I'm like, yo, why is this in my weed? Oh, that's just, that's just something from the paper, like some bullshit ass story to preserve it. And I was like, but why is it in my weed? And why did you bring me all this shake? I don't want this. Take it back. I was like, he was like, well, that's the price. That's the price for what you buying. Now, mind you, last week he sold us a half for $120. So why now it's $100 for a half a shake with fucking weird stuff in it? Bro, do you store your weed on the carpet? Like, what the fuck is going on? So I was like, no. I was like, all right, well, what we gotta pay you to get some nuggets? Because this, I'm not taking this. You're gonna take it back. So then he in the back acting mad deaf and dumb, like he don't know how much his weed costs.
Like, he literally was like, let me pull out my abacus. Because he was like, I gotta refigure out how much to charge you. We're just like, how much are you charging for regular nuggets of weed and not shake? Like, what are your regular prices? He's talking grams. He wants to be on the metric system. We're just like...
He's like, well, a zip is this much, and then you want half a zip, and a zippity doo-dah. I'm like, nigga, give me a half of some real weed. That is... No, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Give me a half, or... give me my money back. I'm not taking this. I'm not taking. Like, this part of our transaction is a dub.
Be a business person.
So anyway, he goes in. He comes back out with some nuggets and some shake.
We give him
$15 more.
But wait, he took so long while he was in there because I had taken out those little tiny pieces of nuggets. I had ground up some because we were annoyed. He had stressed us out, so I needed to roll a joint.
She was like, well, I definitely took some of this weed. I was like, well, good for you because he's pissing me off.
Because I knew as soon as we pulled off, we were going to need to smoke because we were already
we had to blaze.
But yeah, so we finally got our shit.
But immediately after we left, no, before we even left, I was like, let me call this nigga that I've been talking to because it did say on his dating profile he's 420 friendly. So I call him up like, yo, do you have a connect? He's like, I got 4. I was like, good. Dude is blocked. Dude is blocked as fuck.
But wait, there's more to the story. Just when you think it's over. So I have a 20-year-old son who may or may not be a pothead. And we were in the room and somebody pulls up. And I'm assuming that it's my son ordering Chick-fil-A yet again.
Because we don't have no friends here. So nobody be pulling up. But then her son leaves the house. And gets, like, when it's DoorDash, you don't leave the house. They come and bring it to you. So I see her son. I was like, he's getting in the car. She's like, what? And I was like, is he going somewhere? But then he gets right back out. Her other son comes in and is like, oh, yeah, that's the weed man. We're like, wait, what weed man? Because, mind you, this dude told me he don't deliver.
We had to go to his fake-ass gated community.
So now you delivering?
But he was only he was trying to stop.
He was trying to play us for fools. That's why he's blocked.
So I blocked him. I tried to block him twice. Like that when he pulled, I could not believe it because I was like, yo, as women, and this does come back to the dating. Believe me, it does come full circle because as women, we want to see y'all for you niggas. Even
we really do.
Like even our butt man.
We be trying to see it for him. We like, all right, he reliable, responsible, but then, you know, then he got knocked, and then the person he had in his stead, she ain't give us no kind of setup. Like, she just disappeared. I hope she alright. They got a baby. Like, I don't know, but
she did. Her peoples did. Nah, I will say this.
Nah, he did right by us, because so we found a nice little old black man. Okay, I love little old black people.
She does.
I love old black people. They're my favorite. But we found, you know, older black gentleman. He quiet, low key. He had our shit ready when we got there. It was clean. It was nugs, and it was cheaper. It was cheaper. This nigga tried to charge us $100 for a bag of shake. And this older, stately black gentleman charged us $85 for a half of nugs, okay?
In a bag.
Know what strain it is. Not talking about, oh, it's exotic, it's gas. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Hi, Salem. Salem's in the window.
But in bags, ready to go. And then he was like, oh, I have some edibles. And she knows
she loves to try the edibles. I like to try them sometimes too. My date's edible, the edible he gave me was, Salem, stop trying to kick the window out. You're so bad.
Our cat is trying to be an Atlanta hoe so bad. We got her fixed too, so she's like, let it out.
Cut it out.
She's trying to date.
Cut it out.
It's 3.
She's a mess. She's trying to push the window out, the window screen out with her face. I might have to go in there and close it if she keep acting up. I was trying to let her hang out with us.
She's trying to date. She's trying to get out here and date.
I know she been trying to get some Atlanta DICK. She be looking for that cat dick out here, but
she had the same luck we had.
We can't have her bringing home no babies, so we got her fixed. But yeah, the edible that my date had though, getting back to that, that shit was lit. I was like, cause when I be high, I usually rub my thighs, cause like I be tactile, and sometimes
or she rocks.
I be rocking, but I was rocking and I was rubbing my thighs, and he was talking to me, and I could feel myself, cause I was just like, I was in La La Land. I was zoning.
And I will say the weed, like, it was good, because the first time I smelled, I was like, I'm high. So she came in the room, she's like, are you high? I was like, I had like a couple edibles and like I had smoked the joints, so I was like, I'm high as fuck. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, full pause, because we have to talk about the fact that we do, even though we're out here and we're dating, like, we try to be safe. This heifer went out here. Now before she went out, she of course shows me an outfit, cute, titties out, all the things, looked really cute, makeup adorable, right? Comes in, I'm like, wait, come back, text me something about this nigga. Don't just be running off about this nigga who's got our bud man connect. Like, I don't know, like, if your mama calls me, I'm not trying to be like,
where's Twylisha?
She went out with Akeem. Bitch, what? So yeah, I'm gonna text you, whatever. I, of course, go immediately to sleep. Now, I jumped.
This bitch like a narcoleptic.
I really am. If I'm not in full work mode, I'm asleep. Like, it's crazy. So I immediately go to sleep, and I also was high as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. But I wake up, and it's 12 o'clock. So I jump up, like, I look at my phone, no text messages. I'm like, this bitch. So I jump up, and of course her car's home. And
he was such a gentleman. I was home by 10:30.
Again, what I'm gonna tell her mama? That's all I care about. Like, none of your stories make sense. Like, I do not have to. What the fuck am I gonna have to tell Sarita? Like, I'm gonna have to move.
Yeah, but in my defense, I was also high. I deadass forgot we even had that conversation.
I meant to text a reminder, but I fell asleep because I was high.
So we was unreal.
But anyway,
sometimes don't do drugs, kids.
but yeah, you definitely have to be safe about it and make sure that, like,
normally I do. I tell her name, license plate number, all of that jazz.
I'll text a picture of the license of the car, all that shit.
Because you can't just be hopping in cars with niggas you met off the internet. But one thing I will say, I met him, so that does lend you a little bit of an air of, because, you know, you meet up, you don't like it, you can murk off, like, you don't gotta be a part of that. But, you know, I don't know. He could have
Public
snatched me off the street or
spaces,
you
yeah.
know, but we met in a public space and, you know, it was more safe than it wasn't safe. So I did forget to do my safety precautions, but there was like automatic embedded safety precautions in that, like, I did not let him pick me up. He doesn't know where I live. I met him there, so on and so forth. But he was really nice. The date was nice. I liked him. He was a gentleman. He planned a nice date. He intimated, like, I want to see you again before we parted ways, so that was good. He gave me a compliment, told me that I looked like I was straight out of the magazine, so I was like, he cute, so, you know, whatever. That was a nice date.
Yeah, so hopefully there'll be some nice dates in my future, and if not, we're definitely working on our other stuff. So it's not like,
but if you want to take us on a date,
I mean,
either one of us.
But like for right now, I feel like, are we thirsting out here to be in a couple, to like be a... No.
We really can't. We mad fake, but like it would be nice to spend some time with him. It don't gotta be all mad like put a ring on it, cause like I
mean,
I wanna
be nice.
anyway.
But yeah, so I feel like that's a good place for us to like, and we talked about dating. I feel like we were kind of positive, because I feel like I know that you guys want us to like rip apart niggas, and trust me, there's time for that. We'll get to
there
that.
will be time. Trust me, the times is coming.
But like when it comes to dating, we're both like reasonable women, and like,
and we try to pick through the way foolishness, because like, why are men so mean on their dating profiles? Why is that a thing? Like the tone on your dating profiles is off-putting. A lot of you, if you're a man and you're watching this, it might not be you, but maybe it is you. Just go and read and see if your tone is aggressive and weird for no reason. Like, you're barking a lot of orders through the keyboard, and it's like, why? I don't even know you yet.
Don't hit me up if your credit score is not 800, if you have a kid. Like, it's just all these like weird ass things. Like, just tell us about, focus from you. That's
right,
awesome.
because if it's gonna be something you don't like, you're gonna find that out, and you don't have to be so weird and mean about it. Like, there's plenty of men that I don't have any interest in, and I don't have to be weird and mean about it. And on my profile, if you 5'5" with braids going back, don't hit me. Like, I don't like short niggas with braids, but I don't want to date that. But I don't have to say that and have it in my dating profile and make it weird for everybody. Like, that's just mean for no reason. I could just see that, you know, I don't like to date men with kids. Usually people with kids disclose that they have kids at some point very early on. So I don't have to be weird and don't hit me up if you got a kid. It's fine. You don't have to. That doesn't have to be the... All I'm saying is that doesn't have to be the energy that, like, you are putting out on your dating profile. Because it's off-putting, and you want to bring people in. You don't want to push them away.
But yeah, so I feel like we've been real about dating as much as you can be, and as far as being in a new area. But I feel like this is a good place to end. So
yeah. So anyway, you know all the things. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you're following Project Shrinking Violet on all the things. She has her own personal YouTube channel.
TheFaceGawdess. Clearly, you have to make sure you're following. And
I have
follow
my
me on TikTok, because I'm not.
Follow me on TikTok, because that's where all the fun shit is at. Like, that's where.
She really does a great job. I'm not doing it.
I kind of let my hair. Okay. I guess it's time for us to stop.